Hey guys, we have a new huge scandal in the chess world. I've been binge reading and binge watching everything on this topic over the past couple of days, and I'm ready to break it down for you to give you a summary of what did happen and what is going to happen, based on information from FIDE, information from Freestyle Chess. I'll talk about this organization as well, based on the information from some top grandmasters I've been talking to. So let's dive into this. So first of all, a brief overview of what happened. There is a scandal, there is a conflict between FIDE, the international organization in charge of chess, and the Freestyle Chess organization, a new company established by Herr jan-henrik Buttner, a German billionaire, in collaboration with Magnus Carlsen. The GOAT, you know him, definitely. So Freestyle Chess aims to develop a new format of chess, that is chess 960 or Fischer random chess, chess with pieces shuffled on the first rank, but not necessarily. They also say in public communications that maybe they will attempt to try some other chess variants in future. So maybe no castling chess, for example, is also a popular variant pioneered, I think, by Vladimir Kramnik. By the way, there are other interesting variants, so maybe they will try them as well. And the conflict is in respect of the world chess champion title or world champion in freestyle chess. Freestyle Chess believes that they do not have any obligations towards FIDE to pay them any money to license this intellectual property, and FIDE believes that FIDE owns rights to world champion titles in all chess variants, because some FIDE documents, including I think the charter of FIDE, says this, and also because reportedly contracts signed between some top players and FIDE say that these players are obliged not to participate in any competing event. So that's the gist of it. Recently there has been some heated discussion on Twitter, X, and also some interviews given by Jan-Henrik Buttner, and he was rather harsh. He said that, this is a quote, I was surprised that they are so stupid. So this is in line with what Magnus said, F you. So FIDE has been subject of attacks, verbal attacks by both Magnus and Buttner. And the story is that initially Buttner offered FIDE $100,000 to, as he said, avoid any trouble with them, as a gesture of goodwill, as he says. But basically he wanted to buy rights to using this world champion title and by, I don't know, approval by FIDE, maybe collaboration. That is, if you call the things by their names, that is what happened. But FIDE reportedly refused, and Buttner says that they asked for 500K per year instead of 100K. And Buttner says this is money for nothing, as in the famous song, and he refused, and now there is a conflict. And FIDE says that it's not just about the money, it's about the interests of players, preventing the split. And actually, if you want to know my opinion, both sides are in the wrong in this situation. Let me give a quick disclaimer. I think there are lots of great guys at FIDE. I know some of them personally, and while FIDE as a whole, as an organization, is not always doing a great job, they have lots of mistakes, and I would have improved many things had I been in charge of things at FIDE, but also it's easy to say so from the comfort of your home. It's a difficult task to manage world chess. I don't want to just criticize without having experience in it. Also, Freestyle Chess, great organization, great project. I've spoken to lots of top players, including on my podcast, and the overwhelming majority of them are very optimistic about it, because this organization raised, I think, $12 million, which is a big amount. It's comparable to FIDE's prize funds for all top events combined. So, and it's just for 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. They are competing on equal terms in terms of prize money, which is good because top players will earn more participating in those events. But also, this is some new wave, I would say, in chess. It could bring lots of media attention. It could bring lots of fresh ideas. People say that classical chess is slowly dying. There are lots of draws at the top level. Here, this is a healthy alternative, and lots of top players love chess 960, Fischer random. By the way, why did they call this freestyle chess? Probably because at the very beginning, at the very inception of the company, they anticipated, this is my theory, that there might be clashes with FIDE if they call this Fischer random, because FIDE used to have the Fischer random World Championship. Last time in the finals, Nepo played Hikaru, and Hikaru won, and Hikaru is the reigning World Fischer Random Chess Champion. Interesting trivia. Probably because of that, they decided, okay, we'll call it freestyle chess. It's not any kind of chess that's licensed by FIDE, so they were thinking about this. But still, this situation occurred, and there are several questions to be answered here. So I already said that I have a disclaimer that I think both organizations are in principle good, and I hope that this situation is resolved, but I think both are doing many things wrongly currently. Let me break it down to you a little bit more in detail. So first of all, let's take a look at the situation legally. By the way, do you know that I had a career in big law firms, 5 years, so I have some background in this area. So legally speaking, I've read a bunch of tweets on this topic by I forgot the name of the guy, but he used to be the head lawyer who drafted contracts for FIDE, contracts with players. And he says that basically there are conditions in some contracts that prohibit players from participating in other world chess championships, and they could be applied to the situation, but not all players have those contracts signed. Also, these clauses are not probably enforceable. And Hikaru Nakamura in his own stream also said that his lawyer told him that these are not enforceable conditions. So even though these players signed those contracts, if FIDE decides to go to court, there is a high probability that the court says, okay, we will not enforce these obligations to not compete in other events. So because this is contrary to public law principles or something like that. This is a debatable issue. So both sides, by the way, are preparing for some legal battles. Buttner said that he has hired some lawyers for chess players and for their organization. We will see how, legally speaking, things will turn out to resolve. But this is like a debatable issue. Then there is the commercial aspect. Commercially speaking, I think that FIDE is doing some logical things because they want control, they want money. They need money to grow their events and ultimately also to grow chess. I don't think that all people at FIDE are like altruistic and thinking only about future of chess. They also think about their own material benefit, definitely. But one does not contradict the other. I think that, and I think it's okay for FIDE to make lots of money. It's good. If they make lots of money, they have lots of money, the sport grows. Take a look at, for example, UFC. They earn a bunch and they grow the sport. So can be said about any sports organization. And it's very logical for them also to try and put down any like resistance, any competition, because there are some sports where there are several competing federations. For example, boxing. I think in boxing there are 4 competing federations, and they all have their own championships, and it sucks. It sucks, and there is no like one unified system, which is bad for fans, but also bad for those organizations. They compete, they lose money, they lose good boxers who could have competed against each other had they been in the same organization. So ultimately, it's a lose-lose. Sometimes competition is good, of course. It can be a stimulus for development, but I think there is enough competition with FIDE already, because there are lots of other events such as chess.com events, Grand Chess Tour events, which are not officially like run by FIDE, even though they collaborate with FIDE. And FIDE, I think, feels some pressure of the competition. So I don't think that freestyle chess is necessary to be like this counterbalancing factor. There are already enough, and FIDE is losing its role, its significance, even without freestyle chess. So I think, commercially speaking, what they are doing is logical. They don't want like a split in the chess world. They feel that if freestyle chess grows and has more money and top players get tired of classical chess, like Magnus already practically stopped playing classical. So this is a very high risk factor for them, and they try to do something about it. Also, they do not try to like stop freestyle chess events. They just want money for licensing, and they want cooperation, which is, I think, logical if they have legal rights to this intellectual property. That is a big if, and legally this issue should be sorted out. And I also think that demanding 500k per year is not a huge sum. So Buttner said that he offered 100k, and then in his letter published yesterday, I think he lowered the amount to 50k, if I read it correctly. So he's negotiating and lowering the amount, the proposed amount. Maybe this is some clever strategy. I don't know. Sounds like some Trump negotiation strategies, like demanding Greenland, and then later on he'll say, okay, I will not take Greenland, but I will take something smaller. So this is probably the source of inspiration for Herr Buttner. I don't know how it will play out. Lots of questions to both sides. For example, Herr Buttner, who is a new guy in the world of chess, comes and says, FIDE, you are stupid. I don't think that this is the way you should communicate with people in general, especially with some organizations that have been here long before you entered the chess area. I'm sure that he is feeling some mixed emotions about the situation, frustrated and stuff like that, but I don't think that this is a good idea to call everybody idiots. FIDE is also, I don't like how FIDE is behaving, he's handling this situation. FIDE's CEO, Grandmaster Emil Sutovsky, who I think is a very interesting guy and a great chess player when he played, great attacking chess player. But he's now just ranting on X, on Twitter, writing these long tweets where he says how unfair it is, the fact that Buttner is mistreating FIDE, that he's threatening some people in these tweets. So I also understand Mr. Sutovsky. He's probably very upset about this, but I think both sides could have handled the situation much better. Now it looks like a fight between teenagers, and maybe I'm very idealistic, but I would like to see chess as this gentlemanly or gentlewomanly kind of sport where everybody is well behaved, reserved in their judgments, not like Conor McGregor, but more like Roger Federer, if you get the analogy. Maybe it's just my idealistic thinking, but I think this would benefit chess. And here in this situation, I don't see this. So what could be the outcome of all this? The first outcome is Buttner wins. Maybe he wins legal proceedings. Maybe FIDE realizes they don't have these rights and they don't want to go to court, and they say, okay, do your thing. This is in outcome number one. Outcome number two, FIDE wins, because FIDE now wants top players to sign some new contracts to strengthen their grip on them. And people online are discussing whether top players will sign those contracts or not. Probably Magnus or Hikaru will not, but maybe some other young players whose main goal is the classical World Chess Championship title, maybe they will sign those contracts and there will be a split. Or maybe there will not be a split. Maybe freestyle chess will run out of money and sponsors because some people will drop out. So it's a lot of ifs here, but there is a scenario where FIDE wins because they do have authority, power, history supporting them. And there is a third scenario of some kind of a compromise, which I hope can happen, because I think it would be a win-win if if we have both Fischer-Random freestyle chess grand tour with lots of money and also classical events. This would not hurt chess. I think this would only help chess. So hopefully they can come to terms, but after a mutual threats and accusations and bad words used against each other, I don't know if it's a realistic scenario. And Emil Sutovsky, CEO of FIDE, also wrote in one of his tweets that FIDE now is more successful than ever, that they have lots of money, lots of resources, and even Kasparov or Fischer, when they tried to secede from FIDE, did not ultimately succeed. And now there is no one force that is capable of overturning the regime, so to say. And Hikaru Nakamura in his stream said that the world has changed and very many people rely on, for example, streamers or YouTubers like Gotham Chess, like Hikaru, or on chess.com, which is a big new player in this area, or Take, a new player, a new company founded by Magnus. So these are different times, and Hikaru says that this means that probably there is a chance that FIDE's reign will come to an end. I don't know. I would be more conservative in my estimations, in my forecasts. I think that FIDE is here to stay for a long time, even though many top players aren't happy about many things FIDE is doing, like the FIDE circuit, everybody criticizes it. And sometimes FIDE is not too efficient, people say, not too effective. Maybe they have successes, but mostly due to the fact that chess is growing, booming worldwide, and more due to like pop culture, like Queen's Gambit did more for furthering chess and promoting chess than any FIDE action. I think it's fair to say. We will see. It's a complicated situation. I'm an interested spectator, and I will continue covering it. I'm looking forward to learning more what you think. Please do write it in the comments, and see you in the next one. Probably I'll discuss this with some top players on my podcast. Whom should I invite next? Also, please give me some ideas in the comments. See you.